elements like uranium and plutonium that are radioactive that these kids would never see. They were holding them in their hand today and could visualize them. So you're going to have a two-part lesson. The first part is going to be writing some reactions. And I know it can get that's tough. So what I've brought out are the element cubes, so you can actually and see them and kind of play with these. I wanted them to balance and write some equations, which is really hard for them, and also to tell me what states of matter every element and compound in that formula was. And they can look that stuff up in a book, but they have really cool apps now on the iPad that are called Augmented Reality, where you can actually hold the elements in your hand and look at them. So, and you can actually put the elements together and it creates reactions, it shows them the balanced equation, and then they can see what compounds are being formed and what they look like. So it's just a visual, because chemistry is really hard because a lot of this, you can't see it. You can't see atoms, you can't, the elements, it's just hard to visualize. So that allows us to actually see what they're doing. So the second activity I had them do was with the whiteboards. So that has just been really good to get the kids to show me their thought process and how they're working through problems. In chemistry, we do something called moles, which again is a very hard concept. It's a very hard math process to do. And we haven't done it in a couple of weeks, and we're fixing to introduce it again in our next unit. So I wanted to kind of review and go over that and have them create problems to show me that they knew how to do it, and then submit those to me through Google Classroom.
It definitely makes it more interesting. We get to do other things than the other classes get to do. We use the 4D Elements app, which is really fun if you've looked at that. I do use it in some of my other classes. When it comes to geometry, I can use it for the calculator or researching things for homework online at home. It's a big help all around, yeah.
Whenever they use the iPads, because kids really understand technology a lot better and they like it than paperwork, I guess. We use it a lot in class, and it really helps because if you're at home and you didn't understand a lab or something, you can just pull it up on your iPad. And in other classes, I use it a lot to type notes and do PowerPoints and presentations and stuff. So it really helps.
Using it in here is actually a lot easier than using textbooks and stuff because we have access to the internet and everything like that. And the Elements app and stuff that we just used earlier in class. And in other classes, it does make it a little easier as well. As far as doing papers, I can type it up on that instead of having to get on this big bulky computer and everything like that. It makes a lot of things a lot easier.
The iPads have been great. There are so many things that we can do now that we couldn't do before we had those. And again, seeing the pictures and the videos, the kids creating things, you're taking them just to a new level with their thought processes. Technology is ever changing. It's kind of like science. There's always new things. And these apps that we're using, they weren't out a year ago, and they're constantly coming out with new ones. And it's just really great in science to be able to add those. As a teacher, you're up in front of the kids all the time. And a lot of times it's about you and it's not about the kids. And so it kind of takes the classroom to the kids, and they're the ones creating. And I'm not just standing up there giving them this information. They're finding it, they're creating it, and giving it back to me, and they get excited. You see their face light up and they're like, this is cool.